Aaron Schonke, guys, has back in the news for doing something diabolical. The video I put out is calling him a fake friend, talking about how he scooted over the Frank family. Now, we'll get into that, but before we get to that, I actually want to cover this portion, these clips that I have outlined, where he literally talks about the Frank family. All right, so let's get to the first clip. I believe, hopefully I got this set up right. Had to be the live stream, right? The first clip had to be the live stream where he says the family never got anything. So we're going to the 28-minute mark right here.
In front of the most amount of people possible. So like Netflix has 270 subs, whereas like Hulu has 50 million. If Hulu offers you a break-even point versus Netflix, who is going to offer you a loss, but they have about 5 times the amount of viewers, would you go with Netflix?
Possibly. It depends. That's a really kind of loaded question. I see what you're saying.
That's buzzword, dog. It was just, hey, are y'all about the money or visibility? And he always does this convoluted thing where he just keeps fucking talking like, dude, just say money.
Because you're saying, do the fans matter more than the money? And ultimately, yes. But it also depends. Like if Netflix is like, hey, we have 275 million subscribers, but we're going to give you $1 for it. And Hulu's like, hey, we only have 50 million subscribers, but we'll give you like 4 million for it.
Which is a rumored the budget for $4 million, dog. And
you're like, well, we get help. Because then you're like, well, you want to help the fans because that's what Jason wanted. But I'm like, but that, 4 million, we'd have to be offered more. But it would, if you could help out his family or whatever, or you could use some of that money and donate it to charities. Like you have to look at like there's like a lot of different things that come into play there.
And who has the final decision maker?
Remember, he wanted to help out the family. That was what I wanted to play that part for, for the family reference. But he talks a little bit more about it at the 1 hour and 1 mark about the family, about helping them out, about getting proceeds to the family.
Idea. As long as she can prove that it was based off her, then I'm fine with her not giving Jason any credit because it's all her idea, And then someone says, why would she lie about that? And I go, well, you would lie and use Jason's name just as Boom did to get money. Like, so the motivations are obvious. I'm not saying that she's doing that. I go, but it'd be obvious why you would want to use Jason's name to do that.
Now,
if that's an idea, huh?
I get what you're saying, but don't you think that's a little bit ironic? Because now you have accepted investor money, which means Legend of the White Dragon is essentially going to be about the money.
100%. Like, so all you guys who donated to the Kickstarter, what you want doesn't matter. And the best recommendation I have for you is complain to Kickstarter. Hey, he said the movie is finished and he's not giving it to you. So, and there are people complaining that they didn't get rewards. There was another person who donated $200 saying, hey, they got nothing. Complain to Kickstarter because guess what? He's about to launch another Kickstarter. But if enough people complain, then maybe Kickstarter pay a little bit more closer attention to him.
Whereas when she did the Kickstarter, there was no outside investors. So, the money, whatever comes.
We're talking about Amy Jo Johnson's Kickstarter, but he's about to put his, you guys don't know shit about Kickstarter spin on it.
Then is what goes into the comic, and it's just purely for the fans.
Okay, so do you guys know how Kickstarters work through companies?
Such a smug motherfucker.
Elaborate us, please. Explain it to us.
So Boom pays her, and then they do a Kickstarter, and then there's a contract that stipulates, usually I haven't seen her paperwork, so I can't be specifically accusatory, but I know people that have done this, and they get a percentage of that as well.
Okay. So she gets...
The higher the Kickstarter raises, the more those people get. So obviously saying like using Jason's name or clout will help do that. Also, which is fine. She should.
Yeah, I remember this was when he was going at Amy Jo and saying like, "Oh, she stole my idea." Then he walked that shit back when the community called him out because he thinks that his idea. Oh, Jason and the Green and Pink Ranger have a daughter, and that she becomes a Power Ranger. Oh my goodness, what an original idea, Aaron! Anyone who prints something or makes something like that clearly stole your idea.
Get paid for what she does. I mean, she should get paid for the work she does. There's nothing wrong with that. In our case, we want to raise as much money so we can get money to Jason's family because they've never gotten any money.
You see that? They've never gotten any money. His goal is to raise money for the family. Now, look at when this was recorded. August 18th, 2024. I believe this was a live because I was on the live. Now, he's saying that they never got any money, and he's hiding the fact that, yeah, they were offered $20,000 to $25,000, but because of his silly list of demands, they never got it. Never got it. Now, there's another video where it's just more of the same, like, oh, money for the family, money for the family. And let's first go up to this 36-minute mark and show you guys where he talks about Legend of the White Dragon will be done by the end of the year. And this is the 36. Remember, this guy has been pushing Legend of the White Dragon back for God knows what. You know, the rumor has it he just can't fucking act. So there's that. Let's hear it out.
I go after that. So we're thinking by the end of the year, you should be
Right.
done. And it should be being like, so, well, shopped, let's say, shopped around.
Bro, stop the cap. Now it's being shopped around. Remember look, we went from the end of 2024 is going to be shopped around. Look, bro, to now in August 2025 is being shopped around. It's in the distributor's hands. So all you people asking for release dates, you got to go to the distributor. I don't know if it's Falling Forward Films or not, but he's just obfuscating accountability. Just like, oh no, it's not my fault that it hasn't come out. It's the distributor's fault. At the same time, though, if it was actually a really good movie and people actually have faith in this guy, which I don't think any studio or any like professional production company, whatever, has faith. They don't have any faith in this guy. If they have faith in him, he wouldn't be doing superpower beatdowns. He'd be doing paid work instead of, you know, coming up here with his hand out. But I digress.
And you said that it's the budget. Can you release how much the budget is? I'm so sorry. There's someone behind me. 1 second.
Now, he can't release how much the budget is because if you're trying to sell a movie for 400,000 or a movie for some millions, like Chris J is never getting his money back. He should have known that a while ago. Okay? He should have known that a while ago. That as soon as he went in business with Aaron, money was not coming back. Now, there's another one. Let's hear him talk about family again. All right, he wants the money to do the movie to do well for the family.
This film does well. Hopefully, they will. That'll be another way that he is able to help take care of them and all that.
Let Jason down in that aspect.
No, not at all. And even with trying to, you know, with the money and everything, the great thing about White Dragon is that a large percentage is to his estate. So unlike Power Rangers, Hasbro, Saban, and
Power Rangers, Hasbro, Saban, unlike them, they didn't give any money. Now remember, he's saying this and he's lying by omission. Lying by omission is when you omit things. That's considered lying by omission. He's omitting the fact that in 2023, after Jason passed, there was a huge opportunity for them to at least recoup $20,000 to $25,000, which when we get to the source, I'll tell you, I spoke to my source again. What was said?
And, you know, Jenna and all them never saw a penny of that. If this film does well, hopefully they will, that'll be another way that he is able to help take care of them and you know, posthumously. So we want to make sure that that's also held intact. So a big thing that me and Chris are always is making sure that his family is also
definitely. And I
So he was looking out for the family with the list of demands. I'm going to run this back for you one more time, and I'm not going to yap over it. Fair use to Francis.
So even like you said, you haven't made a penny. You're not in it for the money. You are doing this for your friend. And yes, of course, I'm not going to say you're not thinking about the end.
Bro is 100% in this shit for the money. The money came from Chris J. The money came from all the reshoots. Legend of the White Dragon filming was a cash cow. We're talking Aaron Schoenek getting late to set, shirtless, people standing around doing nothing for hours. And people are getting paid on Chris J dime as they wait on this fool to come there to bumble around, shoot for 4 hours, then bumble around some more. Like, ask this fool about the goddamn pool parties on set. Ask him, did he show up to set late? Like, that's shit you need to talk about, you know? He was supposed to do like some comics interview. Where that shit at? I guess he canceled, huh?
Originally, I wanted to do 250,000, but Aaron wanted more. Greed.
They were all up in my comment section like, oh, we got an interview with Aaron. Like, yeah, is he going to follow through? Are you going to ask him the tough questions, or is it going to be another fucking fluff piece?
It's because there's money involved. There's always going to be a business aspect. But as a friend and as the person that I've seen for 10 years, you would never let Jason down in that aspect.
No.
He just let his family down. Aaron stretches the truth the same way he does Kickstarter stretch goals. JDF watching from beyond the grave. Frank family deserves better. It's up. Greed.
Aaron wanted more. Greed.
Yeah, man. Let's hear him talk about how he wanted to look out for the Frank family.
Not at all. And even with trying to, Lisa, with the money and everything, the great thing about White Dragon is that a large percentage is to his estate. So unlike Power Rangers, Hasbro, Saban, and Jenna and all them never saw a penny of that. If this film does well, hopefully they will. That'll be another way that he is able to help take care of them and posthumously. So we want to make sure that that's also held intact. So a big thing that me and Chris are always is making sure that his family is also
definitely.
Now, if you really want to like really twist the screws to Aaron, it's like, okay, so let's just say Chris J put in $3 million and the movie sells for $2 million. How much of that goes to his family? The obvious answer is $0. $2 million goes to Chris J. Since he was the investor, last money in, investors have first money out. As in, they need to be made whole. Let's just say it's a 33%. For all three parties, the Bat and the Son, Chris J, and the Frank family, equal owners or whatever. I mean, if I'm giving y'all like the lion's share, dog, there's no 33%, dog. I'm probably going to be taking half. But let's just say for argument's sake, it's 33% each. After Chris J is whole, that's when the money goes to the Frank family. Ask them that question, right? You'd be like, hey, so how does the money get paid back? Does Chris J get his money first, which he 100% does because he put it in? And then after he gets his money, what are the splits? That's a great question. He said it's a contract out there. I saw the interviews. But let's get on how I came about. Now, when this story broke, like I said, I knew about this shit in May 25th, 2025. This is Aaron's big secret. All right, this could potentially break him. I'm working on the person who he spoke to come on live and just air him out. But at the same time, the person that Aaron spoke to, like, he's up here, Aaron's down here. So it's just like, how much of a priority is it for that person to basically say what actually happened with this deal? Probably not much, considering, people don't care. But so I get this message. I have a potential bombshell, working on it, too early to share details, still getting the story. But once I get it and approval to share it, it will be the nail in the coffin for Aaron. I'm here to tell you guys, it's not going to be the nail in the coffin. I hate to break it to you, but it's not. I'll tell you at the end. Boycott Legend of the White Dragon because it isn't going to do nothing. Greed. Oh, man.
Aaron wanted more. Greed.
I'm 100% going to watch it, buy it, whatever way I can do to see it. I'm definitely going to do that. But if you want to boycott it, hey, man, your life, your choice. So I get this message. All right. And then I get this right here. This is why it fell through. Aaron wanted them to change the Green Ranger in the book, which was traditional Green Ranger, to Bat and the Sun Green Ranger. This is vanity. Like when you say, well, who does this benefit? It doesn't benefit Jason. Well, it was his favorite, according to who? Says you was his favorite. But this is a way to get Bat and the Sun in a legitimate comic book. Bat and the Sun is not in any legitimate comic books. It's just not there. And one, that Green Ranger suit is derivative. Aaron only knows how to make ideas from other people's IPs. That's it. That's what he does. Oh, here's a Green Ranger suit. Okay, well, let me add this to it. Now it's the Bat and the Sun Green Ranger suit. Well, at the end of the day, you don't own the Green Ranger suit. So, redraw it an ish. And then he wanted his name added to the credits of Soul of the Dragon. Now, why would he want his names added? He didn't contribute anything, right? And I was hoping like he was gonna go on that comic show. Like, dude, this text message right here. It's not that we came up with it, just the Green Ranger series, is that we put the idea in their head to do an older Tommy, to do a Dark Knight story featuring Tommy. They said they give us credit and went back on their word. And the principal, Kyle, Boom, Brian, just keep showing what kind of people they are. Remember, he hates Kyle. He hates Kyle with a passion. If I send you the story about the Green Ranger story, can you post it on your social, since they say the book is different so the fans can see it all? It is different, but Aaron is too lazy to read it. He's not going to read it because it's not a Batman book. So when you go here, Aaron Schonke, man, and you in this video, I think I show like remember when he was like, they changed it just enough to cut us out. So now you got to be like, well, is he lying? Where is he lying at? Is he lying here or is he lying in the text message?
Book again. So then we ended up speaking to Bryce over at Boom.
Yeah, why don't you reach out to Bryce? Why don't you reach out to Bryce? I bet you Bryce know this goddamn story. Like the Frank family or anyone, I'm not going to, I don't want y'all to be bombarding them. But anyone in the know, hey, Bryce over at Boom. Bryce is the same person who sent them the email saying he was cut. He was out because he didn't contribute shit. So you have this, which contradicts the text message.
And we were like, hey, let's make Legend of the Emerald Dragon a thing. And they were like, we like this old man Tommy thing, which is what Jason always said. And we started developing it over there. And then they brought on Kyle to write the story. And then
Now, here's the thing. Kyle to write the story. Ask Aaron about the loads and loads of Facebook messages between him and Kyle. Like, is it true? Is it true, Aaron, that you messaged Kyle a bunch of times over Facebook Messenger? That's just a yes or no. Did you message him? Is it true that you also said you didn't care that he wrote the whole thing without looking at you or involving you in the process, and you just wanted credit? Is it true you wanted an inspired by credit? Because, like you said right here, self-admittedly, it's not that we came up with the Green Ranger series. It's that we put the idea in their head to do an older Tommy. Like, you think that was like some original? Is this what you call developing? Because he's about to say we were developing it. And this one you'd be like, oh, so what does developing the comic consist of? I'm just saying, like, these are all great questions.
And we started developing it over there.
You see, we started developing. Who started developing? What did you develop? The text message don't say shit about develop. It's just say you put the idea.
Let's make Legend of the Emerald Dragon a thing. And they were like, we like this old man Tommy thing, which is what Jason always said. And we started developing it over there. And then they brought on Kyle to write the story. And then we were going to get credited and all that kind of stuff because it was our story. And then the day of,
it was your story. Oh God, bro, are you lying now or are you lying then? Which one is it?
They reached out to me and Jason and said, hey, we're going to press and we're going to announce the book tomorrow, but we have legally changed the story just enough to where we don't have to credit you guys.
Where did they say legally change the story? I don't remember the email saying anything legally changed the story. He said we're just focused on the original creators. I know, awkward silence, right?
And then we're dropping it tomorrow. And me
that
and Jason,
was Soul of the Dragon, correct?
And that was Soul of the Dragon, yeah.
There you go, right there. So now I've spoken to my source. Let's get to I didn't upload some stuff. Tisk, little me. It's an easy fix. So let's get to what the source wrote to me. And then I'll tell you more stuff because I had to confirm some things with the source in the source material. Open. Boop. Now, who also did a great video on this? Deoxy. 100% smoked it. So what do we have here, right? We saw this. Hey, during the first Power Rangers Kickstarter, Boom did that one, reprinted all the hardcovers. Boom paid a bunch of actors to do signed book plates. Now, here's the thing about the book plates, right? They still have them in their possession. They still have them. They still could do a tribute book probably at any given moment. or whatever. So maybe there could be some path to $20,000 for the Frank family, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more, who knows? But they still have the book plates, because what they would do is say, hey, Amy Jo Johnson, here is $1,000. Can you sign 20 book plates or something like that? Right? That's normally how it works. Hey, can you sign these and we'll pay you now up front for all of them? And she says, hey, sure, no problem. Here you go. Here's your signatures. She take the cash, go about her day. Now they use the book plates to promote their Kickstarters as items to help generate money, generate buzz. It's kind of like, mutually beneficial. The fan gets something, Boom gets something. All is good. So Jason had already passed away. So this is in 2023, according to the source. Still had a bunch of them signed book plates left over. They had been planning to reach out about using them for the next Kickstarter, but after Jason passed away, they didn't feel right about making money. Instead, they put together a plan to use them for the Green Ranger tribute book, a totally separate book added to the Kickstarter, with all the proceeds going to donation to Tammy and Jenna. This would have been somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000. My source said, hey, we led with this. They told Tammy about this, told her about it. Now, you got to think about this, right? If they're doing things, why in the hell would they reach out to Aaron? Why would they not reach out to the widow? No one is like, oh, Jason passed away. We got these book plates. Oh, who should we talk to? Aaron Schoenek. No.
Nope.
Hell no. No. They're reaching out to Tammy. And as I said, the source was like, no, we told her it was $25,000. And also, when Aaron inserted himself in right here. However, after Boom reached out to Tammy over email, Aaron inserted himself in as the designated representative of the Frank family. The reason why this is quoted is because that's what he inserted himself as, the designated representative, when this is the last person who should be talking to Boom on behalf of anybody, because he could never do business with Boom. They're like, oh, you wanna do the Space Bears? That shit is fucking Power Rangers as bears, dog. You got anything original?
Nope.
No, I don't. All right, well, come back later, man. We don't need your ideas. You got a script?
Nope.
Can you write?
Nope.
Oh, all right. Well, all right. Cool, man. You're Jason's friend. Okay, you keep coming to us with unsolicited ideas. All right, cool, man. Good luck out there. All right, so Aaron tried to leverage the idea that Jason was still upset about Soul of the Dragon, which was to be included in the tribute book. Now, to Aaron's credit, he had no idea that Jason was not upset about Soul of the Dragon. Now, Jason could have played him and told him he was, but Jason knew that, hey, no, Soul of the Dragon was great. We saw text messages. I've covered it. Aaron saw the text messages, but this is after 2023. After. But this is slimy Aaron. He's not looking out for Jason. He's trying to look out for himself. Okay? Look out for himself. He wanted Boom to restore their writing credit. Bro. I don't know why people are not giving him more flack for these text messages that exist, where you literally say you just put the idea in their head. So how do you go from put the idea in their head to writing credit? How do you do that? He also wanted Boom to replace the Green Ranger suits on the cover, the book, to the Bat in the Sun version, because that was Jason's favorite. Dog. You want to put money in their pockets? No. Who cares about what you say Jason's favorite suit is? You think there's like, oh, well, guys, we need to reprint. Why do we need to reprint? Aaron said that Jason's favorite suit is the Bat in the Sun version. They looking like, what? Now, in the video, I said it legitimizes Aaron. Aaron is not legit when it comes to outside of YouTube. No one is like, oh, you know what production company we're going to book for our event? Bat in the Sun. No one says that shit. No one. So he was like, oh, if I can get my name in this comic, and then he could just say my influence is felt, till he, comes in his pants or whatever. Anytime one tries to project the mindset of another, it's truly the mindset of themselves. God damn.
That's a truthful statement.
True. Lies are always loud. Truth is quiet. Listen to truth. And oh my goodness, that is a great thing. Do you think You think Tammy was like, oh no, we really want that Bat in the Sun Green Ranger suit, dog? Probably not, right? Probably not. Because that was Jason's favorite, yada, yada, yada. And we keep going. Boom informed Aaron that none of that was going to be possible. Instead, Booth gave Aaron a deadline as the Kickstarter got closer to launch date to bring the offer to Tammy. But Aaron told Boom, we can't move forward without his demands being met. And that was that. No tribute book, no proceeds to the Frank family. So how does he go like, we're always looking out for the Frank family, and when given an opportunity to put $20,000 to $25,000 in their pocket, he is making demands that ends up uprooting it. And on top of that, he's asking for claims to be put in a book that, by his own admission, all he did was give the idea of an older Tommy. Like, it was so original. So original. But, you know, this is what it is. I mean, this is who he is. And how is he going to talk his way out of it, guys? What is he going to say? I'm lying. He's probably, Henry's lying, guys. Lies and clickbait. What's the lie? What's the clickbait? What's the clickbait? But you know, it is what it is, man. Now, as far as like this gonna be the nail in this coffin, I'm here to tell you it's not. And it hit me. I remember the last time I spoke to Tammy. Every time I talk to her, I don't tell you guys. It had to be some months ago, and I was alerting her to some shit that Jacob was doing, and she was on her spiritual journey, dog. And despite it could be impacting her behind the scenes, she could care less. I'm like, hey, you know, I got this information that Jacob is doing ABC to you. And she was like, I think someone else told me, but you know, God, plans, universe, that's what she was on. So, I mean, do you think she care about this? Probably not. In all honesty, I don't think she care. If, you know, she's still in the same journey that she was last on. And as far as Jenna caring, dog, I just don't think she care either. I mean, but if you snake me out of 20,000, I'm gonna care. I'm gonna care. And not only am I gonna care, I'm gonna research it myself. I'm gonna look at Henry's video and I'll be like, yo, Henry, who told you this shit? And I'll point her right in the right direction. And I'm like, you could believe Aaron or you could believe the source and go from there. Now, let's just say it's not true, right? I know it's true. Release the emails. that's what needs to come out, the emails. So, look, man, we try. I think it's a great story. I think it's a bona fide story. Deep dive into who Aaron Schoenek really is all about self. And it shows. But if people don't care, then they don't care. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. See you next video. Peace.